humans, it is me, Fuzz, yes. We'll be playing some Destiny 2 today. Tonight? Today. I guess it covers it. Either way. This time, we'll be doing some VOX OBSCURA. With my younger brother, because he's informed me of information from our older brother. If we don't do it on the master difficulty, we will not be able to unlock the other perks. Which is a difficulty, yes. Next week's got a nice nightfall scheduled for it. Which character to use? The weave awaits. I do not know when I'll get around to that. Unfortunately, I've kept my younger brother waiting longer than I intended. So let's see if we can join up with him nice and quick like. There will be unstoppable champions. No pulse rifles this time. Need a fusion rifle. Okay. I wonder if any of these are any decent. I kind of want to try this, so I'll send one of these to me. I'll send this to my warlock, so I can try something with no time to explain. Trying to actually complete an activity while test things at the same time. Not really the best idea, but certainly an idea in general. Should I? Well, for my test, it's kind of important that I use Strand. So I'll have to keep that there. Oh, I'll be able to test something else with this. He hasn't joined me yet, surprisingly. Considering I was the one keeping him waiting, I'm actually kind of surprised. Definitely not what I expected. Been dealing with some difficulties in trying to get a new computer. I can say confidently after this, unless somehow this ends up ending better than I'm anticipating it will. Let's just say I don't intend to order a computer off of Amazon again. The idea should have seemed dubious enough as it was, but I still ended up going and doing so. I bought an electric scooter off Amazon that was quite expensive, so that I could get to work more efficiently and less costly. which has ended up being quite a lot of trouble in its own right, but it arrived earlier than was expected and didn't really have any problems at all actually getting delivered. But this computer, on the other hand, no. This is actually very weird. I will go check on my younger brother. I shall be back. I'm back. Okay. Let us begin. Forgot where it was for a moment. Oh. He waits in the dark below. That sounds like a nice time. I can see why he would want to wait in the dark below. Except, perhaps not in, because it is to my assumption that when it says in the dark below, it means like down here, like in this hole. Maybe I wouldn't really want to be in that hole specifically. Yes, maybe not indeed. Oh crap, that's a lot of modifiers. Ooh! This gives me some ideas. This makes me a little concerned. Solar and void shields. Okay, then. I wonder if that'll end up being a concern. What can I do about that? I have options. Was this... Solar and void shields, not arc shields. That bit's a little concerning because my solution won't be as potent in this case. At least this one aligns with one of the shield types. Is there something I can do about that other? It would have to be the fusion rifle then that I change. Well, so much for just going with what I wanted to use then. I'm going to have to change that a bit. It locks our gear. Oh no, it locks our gear. Testing stuff won't be as practical at all. Because it locks our gear, I actually have to be legitimately ready for this, whatever I face. Testing stuff is nowhere near as practical anymore when paired with that notion. It doesn't say there'll be barrier champions. In fact, now that I think about it, it doesn't say there'll be barrier and unstoppable. Yes, it does say that. Barrier and unstoppable. This requires me to get a kill. Barrier and unstoppable. This handles it. Though, in this case, having a void one would be better. Good, it processed that, so I was a little concerned that wouldn't work. Excuse me? Oh, actually, it didn't process that. That's confusing. Boy. Let's reload it again. Come on. Nope, it's not reloading it, so I'm just going to send something else to the vault then. Something I didn't want to send to the vault then. Now I need a void one. Probably this one. Now I need to find a way to up its power. To do this, probably do something like this. Equip that. Send this to the vault, even though that's not where I want that to go. I just want to try its perk sooner than later. Pull something else from Postmaster. I haven't played in a while, so this is going to be a bit rough. And do I really want to use this? It's so close. I don't think this works if it's the same element. Okay. The only thing remaining is... Crap, I'm a little concerned. Right, something like this, something like that. But you already have a bonus. Okay. I'm hoping he's ready. I don't know if he is, but here we go. As it turns out, I was not ready. That is annoying. Wait a minute, why? Locked.
Guardian, Callus's forces have rebuilt their base more quickly than we anticipated.
My father provided the resources for reconstruction, but Asylum created the broadcasts.
Sorry, brother. I actually kind of hope he comes to me to ask me why, but it's just, it locks our gear, and I need to make sure that I'm actually ready. I thought I was. Oh my gosh. You know what? Turns out that I may have almost been. actually ready, but I'm not. This, and I guess this. Loosen blade, I'm not using any blades. I don't think I'll need that, but there's a void threat. What other things do they commonly use? Solar, they do use arc. Let's hope that's good enough. Okay. My hope is we'll only have to do it once. Furthermore, I hope he was ready, because he didn't show up to say anything, so. Of course, this counts as one of the locked equipment. How annoying.
Guardian, Callus's forces have rebuilt their base more quickly than we anticipated.
My father provided the resources for reconstruction, but a Scion created the broadcasts.
We need to know who's behind this up. After what happened with Osiris, the Vanguard is prioritizing matters of psychic warfare. We can't rely on help from Techians and splicers forever. It must be difficult for you to see Cabal cannons turned against their makers.
Cabal are not sentimental about such things. In war, everything is expendable.
Eyes up, Guardian.
That's weird. Where's the
Just
unstoppable
intercepted a call
champion?
for orbital bombardment on your location.
Callus spent many resources rebuilding here, but he would sacrifice it all to keep his collaborators secret.
Yeah, no. I tried to get out, but it was too late. I see how they didn't fix that at all. Why do they move so bloody fast? Excuse you, sir.
Title and I don't see eye to eye much, but she thought you could use some more firepower. And for once, I agree.
The Black Fleet already has the advantage. We're playing catch-up.
If they can convince my scions to defect en masse, their ability to wage psychic war will be unmatched.
Callus has the nerve to stick his fat fingers in our business again. Let's run these jokers out of town.
Like the Cabal to have massive cannons disabled by the loss of a few scions.
It's also like us to rebuild an entire base without the Vanguard noticing.
I saw
My
the
father
explosions
poured
coming,
many
but that
lives and resources
not
into
expected.
reconstructing these transmitters, all to undermine my rule.
His commitment to this installation worries me. The alliance between Callus and our mystery scion is stronger than I suspected.
Oh goody, we made it. Through the first time gated zone.
Guardian down.
Yes.
Where are these troops coming from? Are they all defectors?
Some, not all. If the Leviathan has been reinforced, then my father's cloning operation could account for their numbers.
Bungie, now is not the time to stick me like that. That's ridiculous. Orbit, or do we just retry? Okay. That's weird. I'll show my
Where
brother
are
that
these
was kinda
troops coming
odd.
from? Are they all defectors?
Some,
One's just kind
not
of
all.
odd. Where is he?
If the Leviathan has been
Boy.
reinforced, then my father's cloning operation could account for their numbers.
Where'd he go? Why? He's offline. What happened to him? He's online now? I mean, we can't exactly progress very well like this by myself. Not on the legend difficulty anyway. Doesn't even tell me which fire team is set to closed. Wonder what the heck happened to him. Well, I joined up again. Well, I don't know if he's ready. I'm just gonna have to hope he's ready now.
Guardian, Callus's forces have rebuilt their base more quickly than we anticipated.
My father provided the resources for reconstruction, but a scion created the broadcasts.
We need to know who's behind this up. After what happened with Osiris, the Vanguard is prioritizing matters of psychic warfare. We can't rely on help from Techians and splicers forever. It must be difficult for you to see Cabal cannons turned against their makers.
Cabal are not sentimental about such things. In war, everything is expendable.
Hopefully he catches my drift. If I stay out here.
Eyes up, Guardian. We've just intercepted a call for orbital bombardment on your location.
Callus spent many resources rebuilding here, but he would sacrifice it all to keep his collaborators secret.
I don't see eye to eye much, but she thought you could use some more firepower. And for once, I agree.
The Black Fleet already has the advantage. We're playing catch-up.
If they can convince my scions to defect en masse, their ability to wage psychic war will be unmatched.
Guardian down.
That's really bad. Our tank's very damaged. Oh, so he did just bypass the punk and come through. This thing can take out this tank very easily. So I'm actually a bit appalled how he left it. And there goes the tank.
To stick his fat fingers in our
I hope
business
Bungie is
again.
aware that if
Let's
they
run these
get rid of the
jokers out of
tank, we
town.
can't. There has to be an alternative, otherwise you can't win. The only thing we can do is take care of their tanks.
father poured many lives and resources into reconstructing these transmitters, all to undermine my rule.
His commitment to this installation worries me. The alliance between Callus and our mystery scion is stronger than I suspected. Very like the Cabal to have massive cannons disabled by the loss of a few scions.
It's also like us to rebuild an entire base without the Vanguard noticing.
Where are these troops coming from? Are they all defectors?
Some, not all. If the Leviathan has been reinforced, then my father's cloning operation could account for their numbers.
Excuse me? So fusion rifles can't get precision hit, but they can still trigger their explosive caster despite not being able to get precision hits. Being able to trigger the explosive caster does make sense. But if you're gonna make that make sense, why can't I get precision hits with the fusion rifle? Ridiculous. Wow, he handled two by himself.
So these are Callus's followers, betrayers and propagandists for the
dear.
Black Fleet.
Take them out, Gunner. Unmask their commander.
Guardian down.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Guardian down.
We've got good time on this so far. Very nice. Ooh, that was very close. We win. If you had your super, you could have just blasted him. He was pretty close to death. Yes, there we go.
This latest message depicts a scene of violence. I see myself. It's the failed attempt on Commander Zavala's life. Through the assassin's eyes, the memory of his death. He rushes at Commander Zavala, and I feel his surprise when your crow steps in his way. He is helpless as I lift him up. Oh, how he fears me. I throw him down. His spine snaps. His organs rupture. Panic and confusion as his life drains away. The last thing he sees is Commander Zavala and me, standing above him, together. Only one scion left alive would have such intimate knowledge of this. The traitor Yirix. Well done. With each operation, our enemy's intentions become clearer.
That's exactly what worries me. Savathun already infiltrated the last city using psychic manipulation. Now,
So we did
Black
it.
Fleet has added Callus and
I'm
Scion
not sure why the thing
rebels to
we've
its
got
ranks.
has the same name as
Such things make our
Dead
coalition more
Messenger's
valuable by the
main
day.
perk.
Sharpen your mind as I sharpen my blade. When the time comes, we'll cut my father to ribbons. Together.
What I'm weirded out about is that I didn't see a single barrier champion.
You're right, I didn't actually either.
All the Colossuses was not barriers, they were just normal Colossus.
That's weird. I think there were barrier champions in the original hard
Yeah, there
mode,
were.
though.
They were supposed to be, but they
Oh,
weren't.
you can go up here.
Oh.
Can they? Oh, never mind. It's like a safe spot.
They did pretty nicely.
Yeah.
That one loss, and that my game crashed.
Oh, that's what happened.
My game crashed and I sent back all the way out. I had to go back into the game itself.
I'll take us to the Enclave. We can take a look at what we've just actually got.
Well, it seems like I got Demolitionist for everything.
How would you know that?
Well, it showed up. You didn't see like a perk show up?
I saw Trinary Vision show up, which is
Oh, was it relevant things? Maybe
which is
we'll have
just
to
the
do it
name of the
again
main
for you
trait.
to, see it. I saw Trinary Vision and Demolitionist show up.
If you have to do the hard version 3 times, that'll be rather annoying.
As far as I'm aware, you have to do it at least once for every perk, which there is in that stuff.
It'd be rather annoying because they didn't exactly give us great choices for perks in the first place. Or exciting choices anyway. The choices weren't bad. It's just they could have been a lot more interesting. My Titan's got it, I think. So I'll take a look. Yeah, the main perk is called Trinary Vision. Perhaps this was the Trinary Vision I saw, actually. It's intrinsic. Now, what was the other thing I saw above it? I didn't pay enough attention. Not yet acquired. So this is the one they gave me then, I guess. I don't really want the other two. Though leaving it off like this doesn't feel right. Not yet acquired. Doesn't even say how you acquire it. How bloody annoying. So no barrier champions. I'd need a scout rifle. Hmm. I guess we can try this. Seems that glitch doesn't work for it. Oh, maybe they just patched it in general. I mean, if it's not even working with this. Range looks a lot smaller than I remember. I'm not sure what to think about the end bit. It looks like an explosion happens at the end for some reason, but I don't remember that being part of this weapon's way. We did it pretty well, so running it 2 more times seems reasonable to me. Though I should probably go ask my brother. I'll be back. Let's go. Yeah. Okay. He's ready. So then. Let's go. Trait upgrade, intrinsic upgrade. Trait upgrade, more like new trait.
Our enemies have started a psychic arms race, and the Vanguard is struggling to keep up.
Psionic propaganda continues to erode my legions, despite our operations.
Now Urix leads a powerful group of scions against us, with Callus and the Black Fleet at their backs. We may not be able to strike at her or your father, yet.
But we can limit their influence, kill their transmission, and their collaborators.
That did not go very well.
amount of
That is
material
so
flooding into
annoying.
this location is staggering. It can't all be Red Legion surplus.
Correct. The rebels must control a production outpost in a nearby system.
They've targeted a base with another bombardment, Guardian.
Such is the heroism of the Cabal.
Heroism doesn't guarantee victory.
No. It guarantees a good death.
And of course, he's just going around. It's up to me to deal with the lunatic. It's so ridiculous.
Clear the LZ, Guardian. Got a new toy for you. Courtesy of Empress Keitel. I have to admit, she's got style.
Yurix and her rebels are not to be underestimated. The clairvoyance is matched only by the Vex.
Future Sight is a treacherous weapon. Our future war cult learned that the hard way.
With respect, Commander Zavala, Scions do not make such blunders.
Oh, come on.
So these rebels are the same ones that tried to kill Zavala? It's time for some payback.
Scion rebels may be psychic, but their transmitters can still be destroyed.
Yurix spreads a message of psionic solidarity, using my father's resources.
On Earth, we call that irony. Unleashing that much ordnance to stop just one fire team.
The Cabal express admiration through megatonnage. Consider it a compliment.
That's so annoying. Unstoppable scout rifles. In this case, more like unreliable scout rifles. Hold out your scout rifle for a little bit and then it does something. Oh, apparently not even.
Empress,
It
you said
worked.
Urix was behind the attempt on my life. But
It actually
why?
did count it.
Urix
It
is
reloaded my
motivated
weapon.
by the notion of a unified Scion nation, free to develop their full potential. She believes the players nearly accomplished that with the sundial, until you killed them.
I have discovered something magnificent. Oh, hi. Ow. Can you just sit still? I don't like sometimes. Never have. They're so annoying to deal with. I didn't want to get that close to him, actually. I was trying to get a little close to him. Not handling the momentum of this jump. That's what I get for not playing Destiny for as many days as I haven't played. Almost feels like I haven't played in over a week, but it has not been that long. That was very close. They were just like, they were more focused on my corpse than they were even my younger brother.
Scions are
Oh.
traitors and servants to
This
the
is
rebel
interesting.
Yurix.
Eliminate all resistance and secure that broadcast console.
Boy. Great. I'm surprised he tried to go for the res again.
Empress, you said Urix was behind the attempt on my life. But why?
So underwhelming.
Yurix is motivated by the notion of a unified Scion nation, free to develop their full potential. She believes the players nearly accomplished that with the sundial, until you killed them.
Why can I not crouch?
These scions are traitors and servants to the rebel Yurix.
Eliminate all resistance and secure that broadcast console.
Oh my gosh, why? They don't even really have to take a moment to really process what's going on. They're just there and immediately know what's up. Okay, we're safe.
Guardian down.
Come on! There's another one of those bloody turrets. Crap. And of course. Oh, that's right, I can't pick it up. Ah! Why did it sound like I got slapped? None of them were that close. And we win.
This latest
Demolitionist.
transmission from Yurix shows the same images over and over, flashing almost too quickly to perceive. They are indistinct, as if multiple pictures were laid atop one another, Variations on a theme. Ah. These must be psionic.
Well, that did not feel very great to use there. Let's try the thing I wanted to try in the first place. I wanted to see if, when I go into the weave, if its little sentry will keep shooting.
Guardian, Urix continues to broadcast psychic messages across the system. Unrest among my scions is high, and defections are increasing.
We've knocked this operation down several times. The Callus seems willing to rebuild.
If his cloning enterprise is operational again, the loss of life will be no deterrent until that life is his own.
Took me too long to realize I didn't have any more melee ammo. It looks like it'll work. The goal is to see if it'll shoot while I'm like that though. Because when I tried it wasn't shooting.
My father was never known for his strength and commitment. Yet this operation has his full devotion.
Whatever happened aboard the Glycon must have changed him. And not for the better.
Oh, of course I don't have any melee energy. Bloody annoying!
Orbital bombardment incoming, Guardian. The clock is running.
What an unfathomably bad design of our weapon. It would have been so nice. But then no, it disappears when you switch from it. Why'd they even let there be hope with it? That this little turret should have been like a thing that was attached to the gun that like sticks out until somebody starts shooting. Of course, I can't just blast him right away, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to stun him.
Good job clearing the air, Guardian. Got a present for you. She weighs more than my bird. Roll right over him and don't look back.
My father and I are estranged, but he would not create such a sophisticated operation out of spite alone. Whatever will my father now serves motivates him beyond his usual pettiness.
Well, that worked. certainly made light of him.
It's good to be back in the fight, Guardian. I've missed being your eye in the sky. Give 'em hell!
Wait, why is it not precision hits? Those things are supposed to take precision damage. Not this time. Nope.
This space represents a battle for the minds of my legions. It cannot be allowed to corrupt them.
The Blackfoot offers power and immunity. That will always be attractive to those who are desperate.
This tank does not aim as accurately as I want. Can you stop aiming like that, Bungie? That's like really, really flippin' annoying. I can quite literally see my shot veering off to the side where I don't want it to go. And of course. Yeah, even if this pulse rifle can do what I want it to do up to a point, not good enough even still. Plus I think it does it slowly. We shall use this fool as a test. If we can even get up to them. Woe is me, though. He has apparently a lot of friends.
The Scion spotters are brave to risk their lives targeting the artillery.
They're foolish for taking to the field against us.
Okay, get him. My one question is, what was with that massive delay before it started doing anything? It's not even effective enough to, like, to really matter. I'd switch my weapon if I could. This was its one opportunity it was gonna get to shine for me. And it failed.
Empress, you saw what the darkness did to those aboard the Blackon.
My father was corrupted by pride long before he communed with the voice in the darkness. He could not be more disgraceful now than he was as Emperor.
What in the... How'd you even get back there? Yeah, no, it just sucks for it. It lasts longer, but every of the other things I've used that works does it way better, from what I can recall. What? Slap grenade? I don't recall it being called such a thing. I didn't even see anyone throw a grenade in the first place. Thought I had melee ability energy, I did not. Well, I did, just not enough to matter, because it needs one full charge for some reason. Even if you didn't intend on using it for that long. To remind myself, what does this perk even do? Against compounds are slowed or frozen or returned to the mag. Okay, and the other one creates a turret. Enough of that's done.
are the emissaries of Yurix, Callus, and the Black Fleet. Destroy them.
Oh no! I was just about to enter the weave and then that happened to me. Master version to unlock all the gears, perks. In some ways it makes sense, but why was Presage not like this?
This latest transmission from Yurix shows the same images over and over.
Why is it just
almost
trinary vision? It's
too
not
quickly
like
to perceive.
it doesn't
They
explain.
are
It doesn't say what
indistinct,
trinary
as if
vision
multiple
1,
pictures were
trinary
laid
vision
atop
2,
one another.
or anything like that.
Variations on a theme.
It's just trinary vision and then nothing.
These must be psionic divinations. Impressions of things yet to come.
Which initially
I
left me
never
rather
dreamed I would
confused.
see them for myself. I see. A city besieged. The ship stealer revived. The Leviathan.
Oh, I'm not sure when I got these bounties, but that actually probably quite a while ago because I don't remember completing them while playing now. Oh, I won't use it probably, but oh. I kind of like that. Yeah, I like these two. I like bows, but this bow one... meh. That's a kind of interesting looking ghost shell. Ooh.
We did it.
Yes, we did.
I for some reason feel like it should have been harder.
It felt fairly painful for me in some regards because I was trying to
Yeah.
test certain things.
It
So-
wait, what? Were you trying to see if the air dodge reloaded?
It does.
Because it's an air dodge.
It reloads it, and you can just go into it and go out of it like rapidly,
Really
however you
quickly.
see fit.
Exactly. That's pretty cool.
Let's hope it remains pretty cool instead of end up getting nerfed. No time to explain? Well, I can tell you this at the very least.
Scott, no time to explain.
No good.
What's wrong?
Well, I was trying to make use of it with the weave. It works, but it's...
Oh, you mean
This drone is
the,
weird.
You mean the little soul doesn't work as well as you would hope?
It doesn't work well at all. It works, just
Barely.
not well.
Just barely, basically. Like either a short amount of time.
No,
or
it's got
it
the
makes-
longest time out of all of
it
them.
makes me
But it's got really weird delays between when it attacks and when it wants to attack. It's like it can't make up its bloody mind.
Yeah, I think it's like
It's
I think
inconsistent.
It's supposed to attack with you, like the gun specifically.
Well, it can attack by itself, so I'd have to say probably not entirely.
And I'm pretty sure the time portal is supposed to be like that weapon from like the future or past or something. So it
Connor,
kinda makes
I'm
sense that
pretty
it's
sure it's
shooting
not
less when
programmed to
you're shooting
be
less.
too much like that. Because if you don't shoot after you've shot like a few times, naturally your the shots coming out of that portal, they're not your future shots, they're just shots from the portal.
Well,
It's like the gun's just shooting again. That's probably how it's programmed to be.
But it doesn't. Well, if you never use it and notice it shooting more when you're shooting your gun, then you know why it wasn't shooting very often.
No, I don't. I can just assume that maybe it means something, or maybe it doesn't. There's no guarantee on anything with it. It's just odd. And it's annoying because this weapon, I already wasn't too fond of it in the first place. I for a moment thought I had found something really nifty with it. Turns out no. Osterstriga does real with it.
Yeah, Arceus Streak is probably
Wither
fast.
Horde can probably do well with it. This I would like to try a little bit more with.
Good.
This
As
would
long
probably
as
be
you
just
don't
fine.
do the detonation.
Well, with this,
Actually, wait, no. the
you'd
burn,
want it to
but-
detonate.
But I don't think the burn lasts so long, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, but the fact is it could work and probably better than this, just because at least it'll consistently do it.
Yeah, but I think Arceus Streak is probably the best because it's a primary and it inflicts a pretty good poison that can spread. It's just overall good. Also, it reloads when if the catalyst and all that does.
Hmm.
So that's pretty good too there.
I wonder what I should do now. I mean, this is just disappointing. It's underwhelming. In the first place, this is how it feels to
I
me.
think the upgrade is actually quite nice.
The upgrade to it's quite pathetic. Doesn't make it any more powerful. It just makes it either a better survival tool, or if you've got a setup that works with you getting lots of grenades, say Devour for instance, then you can Devour. That'll do. If there's like a weirdly like buff crowd of enemies, then Threat of Generation might work very well with it. So you can just keep hitting them over and over again, hopefully, like a massive group. But because it doesn't go out as far as like the regular breach load waveframes, its range, like it's got a decent range, but it also feels weirdly restricted by comparison to what I've grown used to now. Like when I was using it just a bit ago, I was a little bit thrown off by how easy it was to miss my target
Exactly.
with it. I felt like I was shooting like a really weird Wither Horde.
Yeah.
But Wither Horde's way easier to aim with it because I'm dropping a pole down.
Yeah.
I have that mental image in
You're
mind
trying
of
to
what
hit
it's going to
them
be
with
like.
it.
But this, if I accidentally hit the target or the terrain, it lands on the terrain weirdly,
Exactly.
it could go the opposite direction
Yeah.
and just miss the target entirely.
Yeah.
And Wither Horde's, like on top of being easier to hit the target, it's just more potent than this in the first place. The only thing this has over Wither Horde, I guess, is the elements. Mainly that. Turnabout nifty, I guess, for survivability. I'd probably want to put Unrelenting on it just so that I can make it into an even more survivable type tool. Demolition
It would have
is...
been interesting if they actually made it so that each wave was a different element rather than they switched the elements of all of them.
That would have made it kind of annoying to use.
Well, it would have been difficult.
It's
It would have been
already-
more difficult to use that aspect of it, yeah.
As it
I
stands, it's
think it
already
would
a
be
little
more
tough enough to
aesthetically
use.
cool, and
It would have been more interesting, that's for sure, in some regards, yes, because it wouldn't just be, oh, it's just another weapon with fundamentals. It would have been more interesting, but it would have been more of a pain to wield. Unless each of those bits that went out were kind of like the two-tailed fox, where they each had like an attribute they were applying. But even then, it would still be kind of annoying to wield it, because then you have, if you want a specific thing on the target,
you need to hit them with that.
you have to hit them with that side of it
Yeah,
specifically. Aiming it, as I was just describing, was already a bit of a difficulty as is. Now, if you have to hit them with one particular stream of it, which was, when it first came out, I think it was already slightly shorter than the regular waveframes. But then they upgraded the waveframes and made them even longer, like way, way longer. But then this one just kind of stayed as it is. I think slightly shorter than the original waveframes.
This one should have been.
I think it should at least have been the normal waveframe length, the original normal, because I don't think it's ever been that long. I think it was slightly shorter, just when it came out.
I think it would just make sense if it was as long as a normal waveframe.
Well, the normal ones now, if it was that long, it might be a little too convenient, because that's really bloody long. But as it stands right now, I feel it's slightly too short.
Yeah,
At least
definitely
slightly too
feels
short.
too short. Definitely.
But short or not, it's not powerful. And that's kind of the problem. The way Bungie has advertised exotics in the first place is that they're the most powerful arms in the galaxy. Well, they're not.
Well, if you ask
They're not
me,
at all.
Wayframes are about murdering lots of dudes. More like that stuff. Because that's the
I
whole
get
wave.
more satisfaction off of
That's the
using
whole
my
wave
regular
capability.
waveframes, Connor. That should tell you something.
And that wayframe is just too short to cut it. if you
Even
ask
when
me.
I am hitting my target with this one, I'd probably prefer to use my deafening whisper with like ambitious assassin.
Yeah, it's just
It doesn't even have a
isn't-
damaging
isn't-
perk
isn't
on that
far
one.
enough
It's just got auto loading and ambitious assassin. This one's got no auto loading, which is what I really wanted for it. They gave it a whole nother perk slot. They must have also kind of thought it to be a little underwhelming if they were willing to give it an entire another perk. I was hoping that we would be able to change turnabout into something else. I wasn't expecting that a whole nother perk.
Yeah, it probably should have been changed turnabout to something. But they didn't want to
You know, kind of like Revision Zero.
uh,
The way how it has its. I wonder if I'll even be able to see it here in that
I
way.
didn't complete its thing.
What in the? Oh, we can actually just see the raid weapon there. I didn't expect that. No, we can't. So I'd have to pull it out from where I've stuffed
I'm
it.
sure it's gonna come around.
No, the revision 0. I
In
mean.
the circulation eventually, and I'll be able to finally get that stuff.
Oh, that's right. You don't actually have it.
No, I have the gun.
Like
I
like
just
all
don't-
sorted out. I mean.
I didn't do all the things. Though.
Uh,
That season was a weird one.
if you need help, well, I'm here.
Well, that would be nice when that comes
It
around.
was kind of tough, I think, to do the hard one.
Given the Dead Man's Tale got
feel like
craftable
it
version
was somewhat
of it,
tough.
I think Hawkman's probably gonna have that happen too.
I don't know. They chose this gun for some reason instead of Hawkmoon, which was very surprising to me. They chose a weapon that didn't have re-rollable perks on it at all, and just made it into a craftable exotic.
I think they're doing a thing with all these special exotic missions of the past. As you see, they're circulating through them. Dead Man's
Well,
Tale,
yeah,
Fox
but
Obscura.
But this
I
is
believe-
kind of
I
weird.
believe Hawkmoon eventually will appear, and Revision 0 will be there too. So that people like me can complete Revision 0, and people can also finally get the Hawkmoon they've
I
always been
don't know
wanting.
if the Hawkmoon one will show
Or the
up.
Deadman's. They did that with Deadman's. I think they're gonna do it with Hawkmoon.
Deadman's and Hawkmoon aren't.
Deadman's
put it?
Tail and Hawkmoon were pretty much put in the same boat.
The two they gave us.
They had the
Recently.
They had the random perk on them, and Zer was selling them for a while. Now Zer's probably not gonna sell any of them
This is
soon enough,
weirdly.
and you're just gonna be able to get them from these missions.
Because Revision 0 is odd. It was the last one they did, normally.
Yeah.
And then before it, the two ones before it, was Dead Man's Tale and the Dead Messenger. For some reason they chose these two. If next they do Revision 0...
I suppose it would seem like they're leaving Hawkmoon out, but I think it's just
Hawkmoon's like even further ago, if you know what I mean. Like it's
Yeah,
quite
but
far
still.
ago. If they do that, it is to my assumption that they potentially would be also looking to add more exotics to this list of things they want to make craftable in this way.
maybe.
But what?
the circulation
Things
would
like
just become
it would be a
really
great-
long. It would be like you have to wait 10 weeks.
It would
for
be a
to circulate all the way back if they add more.
it would be a good way to try to give certain weapons like that feel kind of forgotten more value. Problem is
Yeah.
they kind of failed with Dead Messenger because they gave it more value, but like really, you didn't
Xavier-
give it.
Xavier says he really likes Unrelenting. He didn't say it in those words, but what he said made it sound like to me he likes the
I
fact
like
that you can't get
Unrelenting.
Unrelenting on it.
But it's not good enough in this case. It's
Well,
not
it is
bad.
what it
It's
is.
just really bland in this case.
The fact that they added anything to it, to me, is a bonus. Though I don't really use it very often. After all, it's not as long as a wayframe.
An addition is not always a good thing.
But yeah, to me, it's just a matter of time before they do Hawkmoon because they took Dead Man's Tale that they had in the same boat as Hawkmoon and gave it a nice little fixer-upper of the Enclave deep safety.
Well, they already sidestepped it and chose Dead Messenger for some reason, so I'm
Well, who
not
else
really
would Bungie is
expecting it.
thinking? You've mentioned to me before they have no sense, so
That's what it seems like.
You could explain this by they have no sense. It'll come out next week or something, or who knows when.
I
Come on,
don't
son.
know what to think with them. I know making full assumptions is not a good idea with them because one moment they do things that are really cool, next moment they do things that force me to question their sanity. What an odd shape. But I can't really find fault directly with it. This is just, it's odd, but it's interesting. Strand in general was quite interesting, so was Stasis. Though the name of it kind of bugged me, or initially.
I think it's the best
It
they
still
could do
kinda
for
bugs
not
me.
just calling it ice.
The darn near might as well have called
No.
it ice.
They would ruin everything for me, almost, at least in my opinion right now, because they've been pretty much avoiding calling their elements the classic elemental names. If you ask me, that's...
Solar is good enough to relate it to fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Arc is good enough to relate it to electricity. Void is good enough to relate it to
Whatever
purple.
it's supposed to be.
Stasis.
I think it works. I've already just talked to you about why I think it works. I don't know.
I think it's.
Strand is similar
I
to
think that's
Void.
too
It's
far.
like you
What?
don't really.
How?
Strand is similar to Void as in you don't. What is it? There isn't exactly a clean cut. What would be the normal way to call that element? Because it isn't a classic.
This
element
one is,
sense.
how to describe it, more like a formation of a concept in some regards. This one was something similar. It's conceptually, it is control, yes, but then it's ice.
No, what I mean is that
It's ice.
Just like how we went over.
What is
Yeah,
this?
they avoided calling solar fire. They avoided calling electric arc.
Connor, this
I
is
mean,
quite
those-
literally
they
just.
avoided calling solar. Yeah, they avoided calling the solar subclass fire.
That's
They
not really
avoided
dodging it. It's just
calling-
another name for fire in a
calling the
sense, depending on how you look at
They
it.
avoided calling the arc subclass electric. But then when you get to
That's not
void,
really avoiding it.
then-
That's like so close. Like, how does put it? What's a good example? Ice. What's a different name for ice?
No,
Something
there
frozen?
isn't.
Frozen. We'll just say frozen.
No, that
So
would
what
be-
if they just called it
that would
frozen?
suck.
Yeah, of course that would suck. But
That
what
would-
if they called it that?
That would suck. That's like calling solar flame. That's like calling the fire subclass.
At least they
flame.
didn't call it burn.
Or burn. Yeah, that's like calling it burn. I know. Solar, if you
But-
ask me, is far enough.
But
to
for
close
the
enough to work.
burn status effect, they call it scorch. When they could have called that burn, and that would have been pretty fitting in that case for it to be burn, because that's like the status effect of it. They're burning, you know? That's fitting.
This has nothing to do with
No,
the
they're
effects
scorched. They're
has
scorched?
nothing-
This sounds like a past event.
This has nothing to do with the effects within
They're scorching.
subclasses. Yeah, this has nothing to do
Well,
with
at least they're not arcing.
This has
That would be
nothing-
kind of. Wouldn't that be kind of odd?
this
It
has
sounds like they're
nothing-
bending.
This has nothing to do with whatnot.
But it gets really weird with this.
What I mean is that the fact that Voidwalker, for example, there isn't a clean cut what is it, word that you could think about that.
Well, they're not
They
taking
were
a
fucking
semi-normalized thing.
And that's why
But
I said,
ice is a semi-normalized
That's why I
thing.
said Strand is similar to Void, because it's also another one where you couldn't really say what they avoided on a what is it, on a common to call the elements
But
table, because it isn't a common element.
they took
So
ice and then they call it stasis.
Yeah,
Not like water
it's a
blocks.
space word.
How about frozen
It's a
water?
space word
There we
for all
go.
the space stuff.
That would have been even. It would have been annoying and probably not a good choice. But it would have
Wait,
been
what?
admittedly very funny
What?
if they actually frozen water.
That's worse than Frozen.
I agree. Slightly.
That's worse than Frozen. Like seriously, like why do you want to make it worse?
But it would be funny for a moment.
The closest thing I could think of.
Anything
What they
to
chose
do
would be like
directly.
cryo or something like that. But that just sounds too off.
But at
Stasis,
least it
yes.
sounds in relation to ice
If you ask
instead of like
Stasis works.
no, No. No.
Even better yet, since the darkness subclasses have to do with mind and like on a metaphysical plane, you know.
Then why does it look like ice?
It makes even more sense because the word stasis' relation to ice isn't exactly
Okay,
what's
let me put into
It's more
no.
on a metaphysical,
No.
metaphorical.
Let me put into perspective.
Connection. See?
What the witness
It's
did to
making
Callus.
connections- It's making connections in a darkness
No.
way to the ice.
What?
See?
No. What
Come
the
on.
witness did to Callus in that one cutscene, the beginning of this expansion. They were talking, and then Callus was getting angry, and then the witness ended up getting a bit angry. He did this. How to describe this?
When the blood was coming out of his eyes.
This like psychological, not shatter, but almost.
They
Yeah,
were-
when I see
they were
that, I
doing
think to
like a-
myself.
They were like in a mindscape talking thing.
Yes,
It's not exactly.
but
easy
this
to
ability-
describe exactly what he did on any level. I feel like.
oh, I'm trying. Whether you are reluctant to or not.
And what about it?
Some kind of a psychological shattering of sorts. Shattering, like ice, I suppose, but not quite. Because it wasn't portrayed in an icy format. Stasis didn't have to be an ice subclass, mind you.
I like having the ice class.
Stasis for ice.
Yeah.
They could have had this whole thing, but just not it. Just with it not being ice, they could have made it look like what the witness did, theoretically. It would look like some dimensional shattering ability.
Well, how
Dimensional control.
How would you explain them getting frozen?
It wouldn't have to be them getting frozen directly by ice.
No, getting frozen at all.
Picture
Frozen,
it like taking a
getting,
photograph.
Like, what is it? Getting stuck.
Picture it like taking a photograph. Getting stuck in a frame, like a cutout piece of glass,
I
like a psychological prism. It doesn't have to be ice, but they chose ice. Okay, so you've chosen ice. Why stasis? Why did you have to call it that?
Well, for some reason you don't like it.
I don't like it
I
at
like
all.
it.
Strand, at first I was really miffed, and then I started thinking, okay, not so weird, and then I realized, oh wait, it's not actually a poison subclass. And I started thinking, wait, then why is it Strand? The concept is far-flung enough for me to be able to overlook it up to a point. But this is ice. There's no telling me otherwise. Look at that. At the very least,
Yeah.
it's similar to ice. If you had, say, fire... Oh, wait a minute. Shoot. They do have fire.
Burning void light.
Fire.
Boining
Boining?
void light.
What?
Boining.
Fire.
Burning void light. Why did
Actually,
you go
this
to the-
actually kind of brings up some weird
why
questions.
did you
How
go-
is this possible?
Why did you go to the wrong subclass?
I went to the right subclass. Burning.
The solar is the fire subclass.
Then explain this.
It's burning void light.
No.
It explains itself.
Fire.
It is burning void light.
Yeah, it looks like fire.
It's burning
Fire.
void
Fire.
light.
Burning.
The witness. The
Burning.
witness does those crazy shattering.
Does anything here say
slicing-
burning? Scorches. They try to
Incendiary
dodge it
grenade.
really.
Incendiary grenade.
They try to
Grenade
dodge it.
explodes in a fiery burst.
Fiery. Oh, so they call it fiery car.
Yeah.
This ability, fiery. It's fire.
When it
It's
comes-
fire.
Yeah, it is. What about it?
Dodging the notion by just calling it solar didn't really
If
do
you
much.
ask
Same
me-
with
if you
this.
ask me, the name.
But this is ice.
The name is.
Does
what-
it call it
the
ice?
Name,
Does it call it
the
ice?
name? The name of the subclass.
Well, it says
and the name
freezes.
of the element is what matters. However they
Does it call
describe.
it ice?
However they describe the lore, or however they describe how what things work, or what it looks like inside the subclass, and
Can't
anything
tell.
of the sort doesn't matter, because the element.
Ice
name
flare
is the
bolt.
element. Yeah,
Ice. I should know.
everyone knows it's the ice subclass.
It's ridiculous.
But comes to this game, those are kind of like what is it?
Ridiculous.
Calling it that is like the it's like putting it into the classic gaming category. This game decides to call it what it calls it, and I actually really like it.
You can go with a generic thing, like Arc, like Solar, like
No.
Ice,
No.
or you can go with Void, or Strand.
You-
Strand really takes the cake in terms of,
Crazy.
that was kind of creative up to a point.
That
Creative
was-
enough to the point where it's hard for me to pick too heavy a fighter with it. Unlike Ice, the subclass. I should just call it that from now on.
Stop it. No.
It's like, everyone equip Ice. We gotta beat this raid somehow, you know?
I really like the game.
You do, huh?
Maybe I'm into sci-fi too much.
Maybe you didn't play enough Breath of the Wild. That's what that tells me. Because I think I was a little weirded out in Breath of the Wild even when I saw it, but I was like, well, it kind of fits for what exactly they're doing.
Wrong world, right?
But it's not Ice.
Residual matter
You see, that's really important. Bye bye. Ice. It is pretty ridiculous, I must say. Before the week ends, which by sunrise, I guess, or once the sun's risen far enough, the weekend would have been reached, and Bungie will attempt their reset. I haven't touched the story yet, even though I probably should. Well, not very much anyway, just the very beginning bits and then left it. And then there's the loot to be grabbed, which I missed somewhat last week. But I don't feel like doing it. I should get more in the habit of handling it at the beginning of the week, just to make sure that I don't accidentally let it slip by like this. I don't want to do it. It is rather boring, unfortunately. And I can imagine even those of you watching would only find it so interesting. What if something abnormal happens, or I get into some topic that ends up being fascinating enough, or I discover something interesting, like how with the Navigator that one time, where I discovered that it can do things that it doesn't even say that it can do. As I do try to test things while I'm going there and grabbing the loot. Though I can't really test what I wanted to try with this while grabbing the loot. I can try with this. I can't with this. I think what I wanted to try with this was mostly about champion combating. Oh well. I'll contemplate it, and start another video soonish. Got more recordings to do. I wasted a lot of time yesterday. I have a lot on my mind. Oh well. As usual, it's been me, Fuzz. And you'll see me again next time. Bye for now.